Welcome back to Millennium Workshop. Last weekend I went to the Great Ohio Toy Show. 7 giant buildings full of toys and vendors. It's definitely a place that you're definitely going to want to see here in Dayton, Ohio at some point. And I picked up something that is absolutely amazing. AT-AT or AT-AT, I don't care how you want to say it, but this thing is absolutely amazing. But is it perfect? No. So we're going to repaint it. So right off the bat, we can all agree that this AT-AT is absolutely amazing. It's the 2010 Legacy AT-AT. And that right there is me absolutely just struggling to get these legs off. They do just pull right off. So we're going into a complete teardown of the AT-AT. The big thing is my goal is to get the head off, because if I can break this down into smaller pieces, it's going to be easier to paint. So the bottom just literally unscrews right off. So that's going to get us access to the tab to release the head and the front panel of the assembly unit. Now you kind of have to wedge in between the knob for it with 2 flathead screwdrivers, or something to kind of get the lips to separate. And then once you do that, it literally will just push right through and pop right on out. I was a little intimidated by this, but it absolutely does work. I struggled with it for a little bit, but we managed to get it off. Now this entire AT-AT did not work, so when I had it all apart, didn't catch it on film, but I did get this thing fixed. There was a wire that was a little loose, and also the battery controller just needed to be cleaned out real well. So sometimes all you gotta do is just clean it out. What we're doing is we're gonna be starting with Lamp Black. It's an oil paint. You can pick it up at Hobby Lobby. This stuff, when it comes to using it on Hasbro plastics, it gives it the perfect tone. It stains the plastic more than just sitting there. So when you do wipe it off, no matter how much you wipe at it, it's still gonna have a hue difference. And with this hue difference, it's really is what's gonna make it come to life. I mean, you can just see it right there with the new panel sitting above and this one. I mean, it is just night and day difference. This is, to me, more Star Wars. You also are gonna get a lot of detail popping in the plastic than you would have if you just left it the inside alone. So I'm gonna paint the inside of this as well, and I feel like, to me, that's really gonna age it to really make it look a lot better. So enjoy the next time lapse. Now this part of the AT-AT was probably my favorite to weather. I just don't know what it is, but the detailing and how it popped after doing this oil wash, it just looks so good. And I mean, I don't know about you, but I mean, just watching this come to life is just satisfying. I could probably watch this all day. Now I did not film the full teardown of the head to get the cockpit out of the AT-AT, but it does all come apart. You just can't fully remove everything unless you're willing to unsolder the wires and solder them back, which I definitely was not gonna do, but we worked our way around it. Now what I did was I put the legs back on after I did the oil wash on the bottom of the AT-AT, just because I thought it would be easier than, touching, parts of the AT-AT that are still wet and getting fingerprints all over it. I thought it was just a little bit easier to get it back up on its legs, get it back standing, to just, continue to do it. But this was the point where I was like, okay, all of this looks so good. It's coming together. I'm happy with it. And at any point in time, if you're like, man, I just need it to be a little bit darker or more weathered, you can go back and do the application again. You can also go back in and do some airbrushing later. And reassembly is just that easy. Everything just pushes right back. It all goes right back together. And now we're all done. I don't know about you, but I am so happy with how this turned out. Now we could leave it like this. We could go back in and do some airbrushing, make some more battle damage. Really, it's all up to you. But if you just want to leave it just like this, it totally looks good. Now, if you made it through that entire video, you have an AT-AT or an AT-AT that looks so much better. It's just one oil paint, brush it on, wipe it off, and you have something that looks 10 times better. Now, drop down into the comments if you think that I should be making a base for this, because I'm really contemplating making one. So if you think that's a good idea, make sure to let me know. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're wanting an awesome Star Wars shirt like this, go check out Rebel Scum Art and Apparel, where he makes the best Star Wars shirts for your collection. So I'll catch you on the next one.